Dear jury, dear audience, thank you for having us here today. We are honored to be able to present our project for you. We are Jenny Meki and Gina Mossige from White Architects in Oslo. Exactly 2 years ago, we got the rare possibility to develop a new psychiatric building in Nuuk. The clinic will not only serve the inhabitants of the capital, but will ensure treatment for the entire island. Greenland is the largest island in the world. It is sparsely populated, and it's a huge responsibility to design the island's first and only building of its type. From the first moment, the project has been dealing with this huge challenge to create a healing and caring environment in the harsh climate.
The Greenlandic landscape is iconic. Not a single tree, snow, ice, rivers, and ocean reflect the light and creates a unique light conditions with a bright, colorful sky. The built environment need to adapt and bring in the special premises given by nature and climate to be sustainable and long-term. And it's been crucial for us to understand how the short season works and landscape set the premises for both transportation of the building material and how you create an efficient building process. That's one of the reasons we have chosen to use wood as the main building material in the project Nuuk. The existing hospital, Sana, is situated right outside the city center of Nuuk, located on a plateau facing south towards the fjord in one of the 3 bays of Nuuk. The overall built structure of the city consists of various patches of the traditional small single-family housings and later developments of bigger complexes, large scale, combined with smaller culture events. Culture. Designing a psychiatric clinic in an Arctic context is not just to answer the technical question how to build. It's crucial to understand what future role the psychiatric clinic should play and how the architecture should deliver upon it. And the most important is to understand culture and to understand for whom.
The ambitions for the architecture have been to create surroundings that emphasize normalcy and dignity. Our main focuses have been on bringing daylight into the building in various ways, to establish contact, both visual and physical, with nature, establish multiple possibilities for movement, customized premises for creativity, and safe and functional working environments. During several visits to the site, we also learned that the climate conditions must have a large impact on the design solutions, not only in terms of ice and snow, but mainly caused by the sudden weather changes that often leads to the need of handling an extreme amount of water.
The overall architectural concept springs both from the contextual qualities, the contact to the North Atlantic, relation to the close Arctic landscape, and the ever-shifting natural light, combined with 7 strategies how to create a future-based design for an Arctic psychiatric clinic based on normalcy and dignity. The site and the architectural elements we have used is based on, of course, views, adaptation to scale, connecting, optimizing, bring daylight, composing, wrapping, and the transition between landscape, architecture in its context. The building structure is a hybrid wood structure, landing on a concrete base wrapped in a metal screen. Flexible plan for different users. The main entrance has a clear orientation and is facing towards the common sauna plaza. The elevated section creates various of spaces, both outside and inside. The overlap program in both on the first and the second floor, it is organized at a basic 3.6 grid in a 3,600 square meters big building, and carries both a specific architectural answer and carries a flexibility towards the future. The locked form creates a circular movement and delivers an efficient workflow and also the flexibility they need within the ward. The non-corridor ward offers a variation of common zones and spaces for activity in close connection to landscape and views. The section works from active and interactive spaces situated central in the building, and it fades out towards the private rooms and the more contemplative atmosphere. Nature and climate brings quality into the heart of the architecture. The open water system, the central blue heart, collects water and let the light play and reflect on the water surface deep into the building. And at the same time, we saw the huge amount of water from ice, snow, rain, and everything at the same time. Materials and colors are inspired of the Greenlandic landscape and the special light, and are composed in a rustic environment consisting of a wood frame structure landing on a soft and warm concrete floor, both in the common spaces and the different rooms and the patient rooms facing the fjord. Local craftsmanship has been an inspiration in the detailing of the building. In the Future Health project in Nuuk, it's not about an iconic landmark. It's not about us as architects. It's about dealing with the unique conditions. It's about best practice. It's about bringing the essence of the different challenges, various of needs, and let life come to live in an architectural answer, and in an architecture framing a trustworthy, safe, and brave environment. It's not about us, it's about her. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful project. For me, I'd like to hear a little bit more about the form of the building and the appearance, because I think the city has a very, or the town, is it city or town? The town has a very strong vernacular character, so I'd like to hear about your response to that and why you propose something very different.
It's also based on the user group's needs about the form. It's been important to have a locked form and also a close connection to the existing sauna for efficiency for the logistics. So we actually have this frame and also take care of the security in the building, because the personnel needs to have an overview for all the zones in the building. So we created this square, an extended square, where we had this void in the middle that gives the personnel an efficient overview over the whole building.
Is it open to the public?
It's invites, because we have this cantilevered space. So it's basically also for the, it's a some public routes in the landscape. So it offers a climate protection space under this cantilevered space.
Yeah, because it presents as a sort of a public building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's because they wanted a normalcy that the healthcare about the psychiatric clinic shouldn't be something different and odd. So they wanted to put psychiatric health in the center.
Thank you.
Thank you for a nice presentation. It happens that I also did design once a psychiatric clinic, so I know because I'm missing the point of view from what is essentially a psychiatric clinic and what these people need. And you are photoshopping that there's all kind of happy people living there, and we all know it's different. So I want to understand better. Because the way normally you have people that are visiting, I assume that's also happening here, patients, patiënten, what is it, clients, and you have people who stay in-house. I assume that's also happening here or not? And that they have all these rooms I saw in your drawings. But my experience that these people also need not only certain communities on a certain scale, but also they need to make circles. They have to walk, and it's very essential in a psychiatric clinic. And I could not see that. And also indoor, outdoor, and some parts are almost like a Yale, of course, as a very positive Yale, but you have to deal with that. How do you deal with that?
We have worked with a clinic that needs to take care of all sorts of patients, all from children to victims from rape to the rapist. So it's been really important for us to create a plan that can appear in sections within the building, because this small building needs to take care of all this. Normally you build one specific ward for one special sickness in normal cases. But here we had to take care of both daycare center, both caring for kids and children, and also all kind of sickness within this building. And it's been a process where we have been working with this plan where you can actually divide the ward and let the different needs grow within this circle movement. And it's also based on that the patient should be able to move around and never meet a dead end.
I think, my friends that live in Finland and in the Nordic countries all tell me that they go crazy because of the weather, because it's always dark. All your presentation has shown us the light. How do you deal with the darkness in that area?
It's within the building we have a dynamic light situation. So it's follow the daylight conditions also in the inside of the building and follows the routines of the ward. So it's a solution where they can decide when and where it should be brought down to a more nighttime within the ward. So it's a technical solution with this dynamic light.
And also in Nuuk, they have large amounts of these polar lights in night. So the facades and the openness to the sea will also invite the polar light in.
Yeah.
So tie dancer, because we're running towards the end of time. We had a school earlier, and they were talking about the school as well as the teacher and the pupils being part of education. If we take this building, you've got the clinicians, and you've got the building. How is the building, it's building on Francine's point, how is the building assisting the process? And to focus that tight, if you were to just say one innovation in the program of the planning of this building, one innovation that's gone beyond any other building of this type before, what is that?
we have it's been important for us to create different zones in the building because the main focus for us is to embrace normalcy and come away from the institution and actually to create a home-like environment for the patients so they can choose within their sickness if they have energy enough to take part of the activities more central in the building, or if they can choose to be in a more private, calm atmosphere. This is what we are the most proud of in the project, that you have as patient the possibility to walk to your room and just have this contact of the landscape that is really important for the Greenlandic people.
So your innovation then is freedom in an otherwise contained world.
Yes.
Actually, we still have time for one more question, if any. I mean, for me, I was a bit curious because I think often what goes on in these facilities, maybe people don't want to be exposed to the outside, but it looks very glassy. How do you manage the privacy of the patients with such a transparent building?
Yeah, we have divided the programs. The daycare center is on the first floor, and on the second floor we have the more protected area with all the wards, and so it's taken care of in the section.
Okay, well then, we have time to leisurely present you with your award. Winner of Future Projects Health. Congratulations again.
Thank you.